there, my little goldies, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to episode 4 of the color along in May, featuring the artwork of Manera. Now, where we left off last time, we were coloring in Doggy Mosaic, and we were working on our first design, design number 1 in this book. And so this is where we left off, and I have been using Polychromos. Oops, I've been coloring this with the Faber Castell Polychromos. So what I thought we would do today is come back on here and finish up where we left off, and I'm just adjusting my camera just a little bit. So just a little bit of housekeeping. Number 1, I am coloring with a visual impairment, so I have to get pretty close to the work so I can see what I'm doing. I try to keep my head out of the way as much as humanly possible, but you are still going to see it, so apologies for that. Number 2, I will link everything in the description section of the video, so if you like, you can purchase this book on Amazon. You can also purchase this book directly from Anne on her website, which is manera.com. I will link all the pertinent information in the description section, plus link you to the set of Polychromos that I use. I'm using the full set of the 120 Polychromos. I am an Amazon affiliate, so anytime you purchase anything through any links that I provide, I get a small, tiny little commission back, which is goes back into help support the channel. I've also got an Amazon influencer store, so same thing applies. I have specific items that I always add to that. I am updating that regularly, so definitely check that out. Again, all the links are going to be in the description section of the video, so make sure you check that out. Open up the description box and you'll see everything that you're going to possibly need. Okay, so let's go ahead and get on with this little design here, and I'm going to just zoom in slightly so we can see a little bit more clearly. So it's been a few days since I've actually done a color along episode. It's really hard for me to film over the weekend because, you know, we're usually pretty busy. Although this weekend we had a pretty free weekend, but we, you know, still did a few things around the house and so forth. But yeah, our next couple of weekends are going to be quite busy, but that's okay. So anyway, let's go ahead and grab some colors. I'm going to grab let's see what we can grab. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and grab, let's go ahead and work on some more greens. Now, I did do some greens on this, but we can use a couple of different shades of green, and that will help us out tremendously. So I'm just going to grab couple of colors for this. So we've colored in the dog, but what we need to do is we need to color in these little designs right there, the little mosaic patterns, and then we'll need to work on the background. So anyway, I'm gonna have to sharpen some pencils while I am at it. Whoops. All right, open up, sharpen some pencils while I am at it. So anyway, the age-old question is, what has everybody been up to? What's everybody been doing with themselves? What are you all coloring? I haven't really had much of a chance to color over the weekend. Like I said, we just kind of hung out here, and then I decided that I was going to, I had a few little tech issues on my computer, mainly with my Sims 3 game, and so I worked on that to try to figure out what was going on there, and I did that. And I also just took the time out to actually play, because I hadn't really played in a little bit, so I did that. Haven't really had a whole lot of chance to color, but, you know, haven't really had a whole lot of a chance to color. But, oops. Haven't really had a whole lot of a chance to color, you know, because I just kind of did my thing over the weekend, and I played some Sims, and I watched a couple of movies that I hadn't seen yet. I get in the mood where I just want to watch some movies or whatever, and so I did that, and then I was in the mood to binge watch Highway to Heaven. If you guys watched my last video, I was talking about watching Little House on the Prairie. Well, then I got in the mood to watch some Highway to Heaven, so I did that. Binge watched some Highway to Heaven, and then but like I said, I mean, it's really hard for me to film over the weekends anyway, because my husband likes my attention, and it just kind of makes it hard to it just kind of makes it hard to do much of anything. Specific like that. So anyway, and then yesterday we were kind of busy, so I did not get a chance to really come on here to film. So I'd rather have a day where I know that I'm not gonna have to stop and do something, you know, that I had planned to do. I'd rather not do that. So when I do this, I try to, you know, I pick a day where my attention is not needed elsewhere, because I don't like to be interrupted. Like, you know, I would have to, like if I filmed yesterday, I would probably have to say, well, I got to stop for now because I got to go to this appointment, which I mean I have done before. I mean I will do if I have to, but when I'm filming this stuff, I like to just go ahead and pick a day where I know that I don't really have anything. Now, the unexpected can happen, and sometimes unforeseen things happen that you don't, you know, that you don't think about. But normally when I do this, I try to pick a day where I don't plan on anything happening. So anyway, today is supposed to be kind of a quiet day. I'm probably gonna have to go in tonight, and I need a fill-in for my nails, so I'm planning to do that either tonight or tomorrow night. Hopefully tonight, because it needs it. Like I said, we have a busy weekend coming up, so I have to try to get that done before we have our busy weekend, because it's going to be really busy from Thursday until like Sunday. And it's just going to be really busy from like Thursday until Sunday, and it just can't be helped. So anyway, like I said, today is supposed to be kind of a calm, quiet day, and so what I'll probably do is I'm going to hopefully get this finished up on camera with you guys today, and then I need to record a Sims video for my other channel. It's been quite a while since I did that. And even though I don't do videos on there as often anymore, you know, just because my viewership has gone down quite a lot, I still like to do something, you know, every now and again, because I still do have some followers over there and they like to see some stuff from me. So I do try to do that. So I do need to do that, and I have just the family that I've selected that I'm going to feature. And actually, let me just kind of tell you a little bit about, you know, for lack of anything better to talk about, because like I said, my weekend pretty much just consisted of me binge watching Highway to Heaven. I love that show. And some movies and stuff, plus just doing whatever around here, you know, just pretty boring stuff, really. And then trying to fix my tech issues. I also had to type up a report for Lions Club related stuff, because I'm the chairman of this committee that I'm on for our board of trustees. But anyway, so let me just tell you about the family that I've chosen to feature in my next Sims video. Now, let me just backtrack a little bit. I am on a writing group, W-R-I-T-I-N-G writing group, and it's more in like an RPG style, because what happens is, like, and we have like 5 members of it, and so what happens is like we have our own characters, and so we write as the particular character, and then somebody else has to come in and respond with their character. So it's kind of like tag team, I guess, but it's more of like an RPG, because you're writing as that character. You know, you're pretty much that character for all intents and purposes, you know, when you're writing this. So anyway, this writing group is a zombie apocalypse group, and it, you know, kind of like The Walking Dead. You know, if you like The Walking Dead, you would see what I mean with this. So it's just basically a zombie apocalypse group, and so we have several scenarios going on. Like, the first scenario is a wedding. We have several characters at a wedding reception. And one of my characters is the bride. And then the groom is Melissa's character. Melissa is the group owner. So Melissa has the groom, and then I have the bride. And then we have a couple of other people with characters in there too. Another scenario is stuff happening at the local high school. Another one is stuff happening at the hospital. Another setting is taking place at a rural neighborhood, a small town. So anyway, the family that I'm featuring is because what's going on is with the wedding, Melissa is going to kill off the groom right away because he was infected by zombies. He's a paramedic, and so when they picked up this little girl, you know, she was infected by zombies, and so I think she scratched him, and you would turn into a zombie right away, like if they bit you. But if you're scratched, you can still get infected. It's just gonna take you a while to die, and then of course when you die, you're gonna turn into a zombie. So anyway, she's gonna kill the groom off right away. I tried to talk her out of it. I really did. I tried to talk her out of it. It's like, no, no. But yeah, the plan was for him to be killed off right away, which is very sad. So anyway, what I did was now what we also do in the photo section of this group is we put up like pictures of likenesses of the characters. Like we have a little bio for each character, but we've also got pictures that we come up with. And what I do, and I'm the only one that does this because I play The Sims, is I made Sims of my characters rather than scour the internet for like likenesses of each character, which, you know, everybody else did. You know, they have pictures of like real people or whatever. And so what I did is I made Sims of my characters. And so when I put up my pictures and stuff, I put up the pictures of my Sims, and you know what, they kind of like that, you know. He said, a couple of them said that's a really unique way of doing it. And I said, well, you know, I like doing this, and I use my Sims game as a writing tool, which is very true. So anyway, what I did was I created my characters through my Sims game, and then I saw a picture of Sean, you know, that's the groom's name is Sean, and my bride's name is Carrie. So anyway, I took the picture of Sean that Mel had created. You know, Melissa, we call her Mel, that Mel had created. And I said, you know, would you mind if I recreated Sean in my Sims game? You know, I've got Carrie. Do you mind if I do a recreation of Sean? And so what I did is I recreated him the best way I could. I'm not as good with the whole recreation thing, but I studied the picture quite well. Did a close-up of it and stuff, and I worked hard to try to recreate him to the best of my ability. And so I sent Mel the picture of him, and I said, this is what I have. I said, you tell me if there's anything I need to tweak, you know, like his nose shape or eyes or anything like that. I said, tell me if you want me to tweak anything. So actually I got it on the first try because she said, looks good to me. So what I did was I put him and Carrie together in my game, and I told Mel, I said, since you're going to kill him off, I said, in my world over here, I said, I'm going to go ahead and give them their nice life that they deserve. Because, I mean, they had so much potential. They were such a cute couple, you know. They're such a cute couple, but, you know, she's going to kill them off in the group, which sucks. But, I mean, everybody's got to have their casualties. You know, I think everybody's going to suffer casualties, like, when the whole thing goes down. So anyway, in my Sims game, I created, you know, I put them together, and I'm going to give them their nice life that they deserve in a parallel universe. So anyway, that's the family that I'm going to feature in my Sims game is Sean and Carrie Matthews, which is their names. So yeah. But yeah, I tried to talk her out of it. I really did, but to no avail. So it is what it's going to be. And then, you know, like I said, everybody's going to end up suffering casualties because we have our like original characters that we created, and it's it's the kind of thing where like when some go, you know, new characters can always be added in to replace the ones that are going to die. So, you know, our first original characters that we have, not everybody's going to survive it. So everybody's going to end up having casualties and stuff. Like everybody's going to have a, you know, one or more characters die off. And then you can, it's the kind of thing where you can always add new, more characters in and new ones and stuff. So that's what's going to happen. And I have a few of mine that are going to go, like, I figure, like, I feel that if there's a character that I'm not clicking with, that, you know, that I feel is kind of out of place or whatever, that I just, like a character that I just don't really click with, that just isn't syncing well, then, you know, then they're going to go. And so I have a few in mind of mine that are gonna go. But yeah, I'm going to hate to see the groom die in our group, but what do you do, you know? What do you do? Okay, so I might do a couple more with these greens and then look for something else. So what I'm doing is I'm just coloring these in and then just doing some shading and stuff and layering on this. So this morning I took a class from Manera. She was doing a class on watercolor pencils, and so it's not really my best medium to use. But I mean, I have watercolor pencils, and obviously I use them, but you know, there's always room for some improvement and some help. So I took her class and found it very helpful. So that was nice. Okay, let me see. Let's do this one, and then I'll look for some other colors. Just make sure that I am in frame. Okay. Okay. What did I say? This one or this one? Let's do this one right here. Okay. I'm just going to do some light pressure with the lighter green here on these, and then we'll go in and we'll shade it with the other green. So anyway, that's what's going on. So when I get my Sims video done, I'm going to send the link to Mel and say, this is, you know, this is what I did. And I had told him in there that I play The Sims and stuff. A couple of them were like, oh, cool. Like, I don't know if they really know what it is, but I like using my Sims to create my Sims game to create new characters and stuff, and like for my stories and so forth. And I find it a very inspirational writing tool, because it kind of gives me that visual clue of what the character could you know, would possibly look like, or what does look like. And also for the stories that I write with the screenshots of my Sims game, you know, obviously that's very helpful. If you go into the description section of my video, you will see that I have links for the stories that I write using my Sims game. And even the stories that I just write without that, like, you know, because obviously I write other stories, it's still very helpful for me to maybe, like, if I'm having a block or something, like, I will try to create that character. I will try to create that character in my game, and that does help. That really does help. I think my strongest suit in writing is character development. Like, that is my strongest. I think that's my strongest forte, is character development, because like I'm always I always like do like in-depth character analysis or sketches, like, and even if it's only in my head. Many times, I mean, it gets written down in notebooks and stuff, but even if it's just in my head, I mean, I'll do like a detailed backstory. I love developing characters. I love character development. Probably my weakest part in the writing is like if I have to describe like a room. Like if I have to describe a room in a house or something, that is probably my weakest. So I'm going to look for some more colors. That's probably my weakest, is trying to describe a room like in a house or something like that. That is my weakest, because I am really not good. I am so not good at like interior design. And like, okay, if you see a room that's kind of done up in like blue or orange or whatever, I you know what, like I am not very good at interior design, so I kind of have a hard time with that. So let's go ahead and grab, what do I want to grab next? You know what, I'm going to grab just something totally different here. I'm going to kind of grab like a yellow and a brown, and we're just going to kind of blend those two colors together instead of just shades of like blue or green. We'll see how this is going to look with this yellow and brown. Okay. Okay, I just want to make sure that I'm in frame so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, there we go. So, that is my story, and I'm sticking to it. If you hear that noise in the background, it kind of sounds like some white noise or something like that, or air blowing. It's our distiller. My husband sometimes will distill water to take with him to work, and he does it, I don't know, about once or twice a week. And so it seems like on the days lately that I've been coloring in here are the days that he's had the distiller running. So it just so happens that way. Like I don't plan it that way. And when I'm doing these videos, I have to go on my kitchen table because it's really about the only place that has good lighting for me to do this on camera like this. Normally when I color on my bed, unless I'm doing like watercolor, and then I have to have a table or something like that. But when I do this, I have to do this on my kitchen table. I'm just going to go over this and get rid of the harsh lines. Just kind of go over all of that. Okay. I'm going to add just a little bit more of this brown in here. Okay. So I hope everybody's doing well. We've been having some really nice weather lately. We had like a couple of days last week. It got kind of cold, not like winter cold, but it just felt colder because, you know, we started getting used to you know, the really beautiful sunny days and stuff that we'd had, and then it cooled off and we weren't used to it. But now it's really nice. And we had some rain last night. Like we had some rain and a little bit of a storm, and it's supposed to be like partly cloudy today. I'm not getting a whole lot of natural light coming in through the window here, and so I don't know if it's supposed to rain anymore, but it might. It might. So, but we will just deal with it. So I'm just kind of flipping the book just a little bit to give me that room to work. Just wanting to make sure that I'm in frame so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay. Grab this one on the bottom. think I went like too dark with that yellow or too many layers with that yellow. So I'm just going to do it real lightly and then come in with that brown, and we'll see how that mixes together again. Okay. Because sometimes it's kind of neat to just have like two different colors and mix it together, or blend it together, I should say. I mean, you can mix it, but it's kind of nice just to blend it. And I'm just going to do a few layers on it. So I should have this picture done in this video, and then we'll move on to something else. I think probably in the next video I'm going to do something with some watercolors, since I've taken that class. And I haven't done anything with watercolors on camera in a while, so we're gonna probably work with some watercolor pencils next time. Okay, see how it goes so much better when you just kind of layer lightly, and then just, because on the one that I had just done before, I think I went with too much pressure on that. So I'm just taking it, and you can actually, you know, there's nothing wrong with having light colors on this either. Like you can vary it, you know, and you can have, I mean, you can, just by varying the pressure with your pencils, you can have like several different shades. Whoops, you can have several different shades just by varying pressure on just one pencil. You really don't need, I mean, it's helpful, obviously, but in a pinch, like, you really don't need 2 or 3 different blues to shade with. Like, you can get away with using one pencil, just vary your pressure. Okay, so there's that. Okay, that I think looks pretty nice. That looks pretty nice right there, I think. Okay, so let's do a couple more with these, and then we'll grab some other colors. I don't want to get the yellow and brown too close to the dog because I want some color contrast right there. So let's go ahead and flip the book again. And let's go ahead and do this one right here. Or no, let's pick another one. Let's do maybe this one here. Let's do this one. Actually, let me flip that around. Okay, let's do this one. Okay. So, what's everybody got planned for this week? We got quite a busy week coming up. Thursday, I have a program to do at a library in one of the, not a neighboring town. We have to travel a pretty good distance to get there, but the library in that town is having a program, and I have to go talk about some Lions Club stuff and about leader dogs and stuff. I have to do that Thursday morning, and then we'll have lunch, and then we got to come back. We have our Lions Club meeting Thursday night. Actually, too, we have to board Caleb and Alex, because we're going this weekend. We have to be out of town. So anyway, we're going to take Caleb and Alex in on Thursday. And we have our Lions Club meeting Thursday night, and then Friday morning we have to travel to another Lions convention. So we're going to be busy with that until Sunday. And then Sunday, if we can get out of there in time, we're going to go to our pen club. Depends on if we can get out of the convention in time. Which I hope we can. But if not, we just don't go. We'll go next month. But yeah, we're just coming off of the pen show. Okay, so there's that. Okay, let's go ahead and grab some other colors. But yeah, we're just coming off of the pen show, which happened just about a week and a half ago. So, we're trying to recover from that. Okay, so I'm gonna grab these two colors again. I think I might have used these before, but let's go ahead and just grab these two, and we'll just color some more on this. Might have to do repeats of different colors, but that's all right. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. So yeah, we have that until Sunday, and if we can make it to our pen club, we will. If not, you know, that's just the breaks, and that's just the way it is. And then next week should be pretty light, which will be nice. Although I think the weekend after, I think we have a couple of things to do, but nothing real major. So, all right, oops, I've got a case right there. Okay, hope everybody can see this. But because we've been so busy, I'm really behind in watching my videos. Like, I'm really behind in watching, not like my videos personally, you know, but because once they're up, like, I don't go back and watch them really. The only time I really watch them is when I'm editing. That must be done. I probably edit more than the average person because with the visual impairment, I have to, you know, I go through all the footage with the fine-tooth comb and just edit out like long pauses and things that you guys probably don't want to see. Or, and then I've also got to splice the clips together too, because I end up having like at least 2 or 3 different clips. And some of them end up like being flipped around, like the footage is like flipped around or something. Not, it's like when I position the camera, sometimes the orientation changes, and then I have to do like a flippy flip of the video clip, and then you know, I put everything in the editor, and then I'll have to splice it together, and then I have to render it. I render it, and then I do a file conversion to get it to a smaller file size so that it can be more easily uploaded to YouTube. Okay. Sorry for the closeness there. Get kind of toward that line. So yeah, that is what happens. But anyway, like I was saying, the only time I really watch my own videos is when I put it through the editing process. But I'm behind in watching like everybody else's videos that I watch, because we've had things to do. We've had things to do, and sometimes I just can't keep up. Sometimes I just can't. But I will try to get done what I need to get done. Okay. Not liking that pencil stroke right there. I wonder if I can soften that up just a little bit. Sometimes I can take the eraser and just kind of go over it just a little bit and soften it out. And then I'm just going to lightly, very lightly, just kind of go back in and round it out. I had like a really harsh like pencil stroke right there, and I didn't like that. So I got one there too. But I think I'm just going to leave it the way it is right here. Sometimes it's best to just leave well enough alone. Okay. Actually, though, I could. Oops. The battery cover came off of my Derwent eraser. I gotta put that back on. Okay. Sometimes, like when I use this, I won't turn it on. Like sometimes I'll just very lightly just kind of swipe it over the area that needs it. But I think for this right here, because I have a very, very harsh line, I'm just gonna lightly go over it, maybe, and then go back in and fill that part in. Okay. So I have a thing with like harsh pencil lines. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I'm just gonna very lightly just go back in and cover that up. Okay, see, that's better. Not perfect, but it's better. Okay, not perfect, but better. There we go. Alright, so we'll do a few more like this. So even doing these little mosaic patterns, it can take a while to do just because there's quite a few of them. But there's a lot that you can do with them if you want to. Like you can doodle in them if you want to. Like I was saying in the last video, when I'm doing like sometimes in my Omni journal, or I did it quite a bit like with my Hobonichi. Like I would just make like little circles and color them in, and then just take my micron pen and write like names of my dogs in the circles, or names of like old-time radio shows I like, or names of my favorite authors, you know, that kind of thing. So you could do that. Or just make little doodling patterns inside them. You can do that if you want, but I think I'm just going to color them in and just try to make them as pretty as I can. That's what we're going to do. I'm not really a doodler. I'm not very good at that. Because this girl can't draw. This girl cannot draw. The girl just can't draw, so the girl will just sit here and color to her heart's content, because I can do that. I can at least do that much. But drawing, I just can't draw. I wish I could. Like, I always admire people who can draw. I wish I could, but it's just not one of my talents. Speaking of talents, and I have not forgotten about the song requests. I will get to those. I still need to create the singing channel that I said that I was going to do. But with being busy like with the pen show and stuff, it kind of makes it kind of made other things have to go on the back burner. And then I've had, was it last week? I think it was. Yeah, last week I was having some sinus headaches and stuff. And so when you got a sinus headache, man, you just really don't feel like, coloring. Because what I do when I color is I have to kind of bend over pretty close to see what I'm doing, obviously. Then I just, you know, when I'm having my sinus headaches, I just don't feel like coloring because it hurts my head. It does. It hurts my head. Okay. Hurts my head. I don't know how long this video is going to be because we still have a few of these little patterns to do. But we'll just try to keep going as much as we can. I do want to color in the background, like maybe with a gray. Did you see this space around here? And it kind of looks like there's like a wall or something right there. I might want to color that in with some gray. I don't think I want to paint it this time, since I used paint on my last picture. And I don't want to keep doing like the same things over and over again. So I think we'll just use strictly colored pencils on this one. Okay. But even though these little patterns seem very simple, you know, like they're not so intricate to color in, they still will take you a little while to do, especially when you're doing your blending and shading and stuff, because I take the time to try to make it look good, you know. I mean, if you were straight coloring this, and there's nothing wrong with straight coloring, if that's how you color, then by George, you just do it that way. But like if I were just to straight color these things, I could get this done a lot faster, but I'm not going to do that. Okay. I think I've had these things out of place a little bit, but it's okay. Stick them right there for now. Alright, so now what I could actually do for coloring this background is I could take the metallic pencils and maybe color it metallic gold or something like that. Okay, so then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take, you know what, I did that last time. I did green. You know what, let's look at some blue. I think maybe we'll grab some blue. That looks purple to me. Let's take this one. And let's take this one here. I know you can't see what I'm doing when I say let's take this and this, because I think I have my case kind of out of frame, but that's alright. Okay, let me sharpen pencils. So, it's definitely been shorts weather around here. I've been wearing my shorts a lot, which is good. Which means I have to shave my legs more often, but that's okay. I don't particularly care for shaving my legs, but I will do it because I enjoy wearing my shorts. And you know what? Like I said, I enjoy wearing my shorts, and to me the perfect weather is probably like in the middle 70s when it's just not too hot and not too cold, and it's just perfect weather to, it's perfect weather to wear your shorts. It really is. It's perfect weather to wear your shorts. Because to me, you know, I kind of like the less is more. I don't enjoy wearing like long coats or, you know, like heavy coats or long pants all that much. I don't like. I find it very freeing to be able to wear you know, to wear my shorts and a short sleeve top. I haven't really gone strapless in years and years. I used to do that when I was younger, but I find it very freeing. I find it very freeing to wear my shorts and a short sleeve shirt. I don't like I hate winter in general, and I hate all the confinements that go with it too. It's not my thing. Not my thing, and it never will be. And it's funny because like I've lived here in this area like all my life, and I hate it. You know what? I hate it. There's just things that you hate. I think I'm going to do this one a little bit differently. I'm going to take my darker color and I'm just going to go around the edge here. And I think we'll have the lighter color just kind of meet it in the middle. I have to put a little bit more here on this end. So today is Tuesday the 15th. It's hard to believe this month is half over already. Alex's birthday is May 28th, and he'll turn 2. Alex will be 2 at the end of May. It's hard to believe. I got him in September, and it's hard to believe that he, that he'll be 2 at the end of the month. It's hard to believe, but it is. Okay. Now that one's kind of heavy. Now, I'll show you. See, I kind of did that one kind of heavy, but I'll show you just, how you can have like some light colors, just by doing it very lightly and shading that way with just some lighter layers. I'll show you that. And I'm using the same 2 pencils that I used on the previous one, but I'm just going to do it real lightly this time. And I'll give this one a more of a softer, lighter look. So you can have something look very different by just doing it really lightly. And just a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, I'm not pressing down hardly at all with this. But see, look at the difference in that one as compared to that one. You see how light this one is compared to this one? And it's the same 2 pencils that I used. You just don't put as many layers on it, and you just go real lightly. That's all you do. And you can definitely have a different look. So I have a small one down here that I think I'm just going to straight color this one with this darker color like this. Because some of them are a little small. You can just straight color it like this if you want to. Nothing wrong with that. So there's that one. See? I mean, if I were to straight color this thing, it would I would have it would get done a lot faster, but we're going to do it this way. I enjoy actually, doing the different blending and shading techniques and stuff. And now there's some people that are like, I don't have time for that, and oh, I just could never do that, and so forth, and well, I just want to relax and I don't want to worry about the blending and shading, which is legitimate, nothing wrong with that. But I actually find it relaxing to do the blending and shading, because I kind of feel like I'm not in a race, like I'm not trying to hurry or anything to complete a picture. And I mean, there's times that I just want a straight color, and that's perfectly fine too. There's times I just want a straight color. But most of the time I do, try to do the blending and shading, and I enjoy it. And it gives me the practice too, because the more you practice at it, the better you're going to get at it. And I kind of feel like, if I can do it, anybody can do it. Because believe me, even though my coloring has improved, I still don't consider myself all that great at it. I really don't. Like, I don't consider myself all that great at it. But I do believe that the more you practice at it, the better you do get. And I've definitely improved, you know, since I started. I think we all do. You know, the more you do it, the you are going to improve. But I still just don't consider myself all that great at it. But I still have fun with it, and I'm quite happy with how some of my stuff comes out. And I say some of my stuff because I have really worked up a few pictures. I have really worked up a few pictures. Now, I will do my best to salvage them. There was one picture I did that I just could not salvage, and that was in my Emoji Crazy book, and that one ended up going to coloring book heaven. I screwed it up with my ink tints. Totally borked it up with my ink tints. And I couldn't fix it. I mean, I couldn't figure out a way to fix it. So that poor picture went to coloring book heaven. So that's really about the only one I've ever, like, thrown out. That's the only one I've ever thrown out. Because the rest of them, like, I do try to salvage them. I really do. I do try to salvage them as best I can. And one thing I've learned too, like, if you screw something up or if there's something you don't like, acrylic paint. Acrylic paint does wonders to cover that up. Like, one time I think I messed up a flower, and I had a black acrylic paint background anyway. So what I did is I painted acrylic paint over that part, and it didn't turn out too bad. Okay. All right. I think we'll do a couple more this way. Let's do this one right here. See, I'm just kind of picking random ones to do with the different colors. And I think it'll turn out pretty. I think it will. I think it'll turn out pretty. Okay, then I'm going to do this one just slightly differently, and I'm not going to put the dark on as big of an area. And then I'll just kind of blend it down so it kind of looks like it has like a nice graduated effect. Like how I want it to look like really light toward the end here. And then as we go down it, I want it to look like darker here, and then lighter and lighter as it goes down over here. I need to fill in this part right there. Okay. It's not like I have to add like too many layers. I mean, you can, like, you can really, like, you can, like, for example, like, I could take this piece here and just layer and layer and layer and layer and layer. Just layer and layer and layer. I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing it that way. So I'm hardly pressing down at all with this one. Okay guys, my silly camera decided to cut me off in mid-sentence. My camera shuts off on me after like every 29 minutes or so, and so sometimes when I get to talking and stuff, I forget about the time, and yeah. But anyway, so I'm gonna grab these two greens here, and we're gonna try to finish up the patterns on these. We've just got a few more to go, and because I have like two of them that are kind of next to each other, I'm just going to do them a little bit differently with the same pencils, just by varying the pressure. So I'm going to make this one lighter. So anyway, what I was saying, you know, when my camera was shutting me off, is that I'm going to be getting back to my Pencil Mania series, which is my colored pencil review series. And because I have many, many sets to review. After all, I am a pencil hoe. And I must live up to my status. I have an image to protect at all costs. I have an image I must maintain. But in all seriousness, I do have quite a few sets that I still need to review and show you guys. So what I was also saying was that I've been doing the budget-friendly stuff, but I will be getting into some artist quality reviews as well. And I was also saying that once you actually get into the artist quality stuff, you know, it's because I'm going to be comparing prices and stuff, like what I paid and what they're going for and so forth. I will be showing you prices and stuff too, because, you know, when you're talking artist quality materials, not even just pencils, but paints, material, you know, other kind of materials, you're talking a pretty sizable investment, because you're going to be paying a lot more for those. But the thing of it is when you get into your artist quality stuff, you are going to find that they are open stock. And meaning that you can start out like with a smaller set if you want to. And then if you find that you like them, you can actually, you can go back and get other colors to fill in what you want. Now you can start out with the full set if you want to, like I always do, because I'm the type of person that it's either go big or go home. Because like when I get a set of pencils, like I don't want to be looking for a color and going, oh, it's not in this set. So I tend to get like for myself, I tend to get the full sets. So also open stock means that when you run out of a color, you can go back and order just that one color. But it's best to wait when you have a few that you need to replace, and then do them that way, because the more pencils you get, the more money you're going to save that way, because you get, I think the more pencils you get, the bigger discount you get, like at Blick or whatever. But you can do it that way. But you know, when you're talking, you know, like when you're talking like budget-friendly stuff, however, when you're talking budget-friendly stuff, let's see. Yeah, when you're talking budget-friendly stuff, they are not open stock. They're not open stock, and they're not open stock. So meaning that when you run out of a color, you're gonna have to buy that whole set of pencils again, and you're gonna have to keep doing that when you know, every time you run out of your favorite color. So you can end up having, say, and I'm going to use Crayola as an example here. You can go out and you can buy a set of Crayola, okay? But let's say you're coloring your picture and your favorite color is this, for example, let's say your favorite color is this rose-colored pencil. Let's say your favorite color is a rose-colored pencil, and you run out of that thing, and you don't have any more to finish up that picture. So you're going, oh crap, I got to replace this color. Well, you can replace the color, but you have to buy a whole new set of Crayola pencils to get that one rose pencil, okay? So you're going to sit there with duplicate colors simply just to get that one rose color that you're missing with budget-friendly stuff. So in a way, and it does add up in a way, like if you do this several times, you're going to be paying more for your budget-friendly pencil than you're going to end up paying for an artist quality pencil. Now, some people don't mind doing that, you know, because they don't want to use artist quality stuff, and that's perfectly fine. You know, you got to make that decision yourself. You know, you got to. I'm not telling you, you know, what to do. Like I'm not going to say, oh, well, you need to go and get blah 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 blah. I'm telling you my opinion, and I'm telling you my experience. Take it or leave it, you know. take it for what it's worth. And but in my opinion, I love the open stock option for pencils. And it's not to say that I would never use budget-friendly stuff, because I do all the time. Honestly, I use budget-friendly stuff all the time. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. And, you know, if that's what, you know, if that's what you feel you want to do, like if that's, you know, you got to go by what's best for you and what you can afford. You know, because your budget is very important to what you're going to be able to do. Okay. Now, Ann Manera, you know, she's got, like, she doesn't have a full set of Prismas. She doesn't have a full set of Polychromos. She doesn't have Holbeins. She doesn't have Luminance, I don't think. She uses, she has a few Polychromos and she's got some Prismas, but she'll use like Crayolas. She'll use Marco Raffines. I forgot what else she has. And, you know, her work is beautiful. She does some really beautiful work. So there is those varying schools of thoughts. And I'm the type of person that I will review both. Like, I'll review both artist quality stuff and budget friendly stuff, because that's just what I do. I want to show you what is out there. You know, that's part of my job as being a YouTuber, is showing what is out there and what is available, you know, for your pleasure. That's part of my job that's part of my job in being a YouTuber, is showing you guys what is available and what you can get on both ends of the spectrum. Now there's what I call, there's budget friendly, of course, and there's your artist quality. And there's also like what I call mid-range stuff, like your Tombow Orogitins and your Spectrum Noir. Those kind of pencils I think are more like your mid-range. Also, I think the Derwent Color Soft are kind of more of a mid-range pencil as far as price goes. And there's some people that will consider the Tombow Orogitins artist quality. Some won't. There's some that will consider the Derwent Color Soft artist quality. So it's kind of, again, it's a matter of opinion, it's a matter of taste. My job is to show you what's out there and tell you what I think of it. You will never hear me say in my videos, well, if you don't get this item, you are not a colorist. You will not hear me say that at all. Or, if you get this item, that sucks. That is not a good item to get. Because I may hate something, but somebody else may love it. Again, all of this is a matter of opinion. And my job as a YouTuber is to give you guys my opinion on stuff. You know, what I think about stuff, and to show you what is available. So you're going to see me use anything from Crayolas all the way on up to Holbeins. Of course, it's actually been a long time since I've used my Crayolas. You know what? In this color along, I'm going to grab my 100 set of Crayolas and we'll color with some Crayolas, because it's been a long time since I actually used, in general, it's been a long time since I actually used my Crayola pencils. On or off camera. It's just been a long time. Alright, I think we just got a few more to go. Hopefully my camera battery is going to hold up. I just have to watch my time. So this video is probably going to be, excuse me, a little bit longer, because I do want to finish this up with you guys. Seems like part 2 of the picture is always a little bit longer, especially the last time, like when I was doing the acrylic background on them. But with colored pencils, it should go a little bit faster. And if you guys need to, just like if it's running a little bit long, and if you can't watch it in one sitting, just stop the video and you can always come back to it later. You know, that's why they have markers. Or I think YouTube marks the place that you were at. Is what I'm saying. Not like markers, like coloring markers. But I think YouTube marks the place that you were at, like when you turned off the video, and it'll start up where you left off. So that's what it'll do. And the distiller is still going. So listen to me ramble about the pencils. So what I think I'm going to do for next time is I'm going to use watercolor pencils. I will use some watercolor pencils, and then probably the time after that I will grab some Crayola pencils and we'll color with some Crayolas. I think I'm just going to finish up with these greens because I kind of like how these two look together. So we'll do that. Okay. Add the darker green here. I can't get over how fast Manera colors. She colors so fast. Like, she's so fast and she does so good. Like, it's beautiful. Like, everything she does is beautiful. But she colors so fast. Like, she goes so fast. It's like, man, I wish I could do that. I am slow. Those of you that have been around me long enough to know, you guys know I'm slow. But that's, like I said, you know, we're not trying to win a race here. We're not trying to compete, like, who gets it done first. It's not what this hobby is about. It's just not what this hobby is about. You need to go at your own pace. Enjoy what you're doing and don't worry about what everybody else is doing. It's kind of like, you know, these journaling videos I watch too, like, people compare, like, their journals to, like, other people's journals. Like, they'll say, oh, so-and-so's journal is so beautiful, I'll never be able to do mine justice. I'm not even going to do it because I know I won't be able to do it justice. And you shouldn't feel that way. I mean, you shouldn't feel that way. Because really, unless you share your journal with someone, unless you share your journal, you're the only one that's going to see it anyways. Because to me, a journal is a very personal thing. Now, I will share, like, my Omni journal on camera. You know, I will do that. But, like, my written journal is very personal to me, so I won't do that. And even some stuff in my Omni journal, like, if it's something that it's kind of too personal, like, I'll skip, like, if I'm going to do a flip through, I would skip over that page and not show that. But for the most part, my Omni journal is something that I don't mind sharing with people, because it's more like it's kind of more like a creative outlet, and there's, like, a lot of, like, pictures in it that I paste and things like that, and so forth. It's sort of like it's kind of like what I did or what I like, you know. It's not really a pour my heart out kind of journal. It's more of a creative kind of thing. The pour my heart out journal, the burying my soul, the rant, you know, that's all done in my written journal. Which I normally don't share that. oh, I've shared a couple of entries, like it's something that's not too innocuous, you know. Innocuous. Something that's not too personal, you know, that kind of thing. Something that's pretty tame, I'll share. But not always. My personal journal to me is my very personal thing. My written journal to me is something that's just personal, and I don't want to share that. That's my rule of thumb. Okay, so we are almost done with the little patterns. We just got a few more to go. Okay guys, I think what I'm going to do, because this video is kind of getting a little bit long, I'm going to color some more of these in, and then when I get to maybe the last couple of them, then we'll do the background, and then we'll call this picture done. So I'm just going to color in a few more of these little mosaic patterns just for the purpose of time, and then I'll be right back. All right, everybody, we are back. So I finished up doing all the little mosaic patterns right there. So what I decided to do for the little background is we're just going to take this nice, really light gray color, and we're going to go all around the white spot, you know, the white places here, just to kind of offset it just a little bit, you know, so it's not completely white, but just so we can kind of offset just a little bit. So I'm just going to take the gray, and, you know, we're not gonna, it's just gonna be really subtle, you know, we're not gonna color like real heavy or anything on it. We're just gonna kind of go over a little bit, just to, you see how subtle that kind of looks, you know, just to kind of take out just the whiteness of that paper. So we're just gonna go over this and just do it this way, okay? So I'm going to start over here. And it just helps to kind of offset that just a little bit, in my opinion. You know, nothing real major, just something to, and see, it just kind of blends like right into the white of the paper there too, you know, so we don't have to go all the way to that edge, unless we want to. I mean, we could just sort of like this, we do it that way. But it's just really not necessary, and it just, like I said, it just kind of offsets it just a little bit, just to kind of take out the harsh whiteness of the paper, just to kind of give it that little edge. So we're just gonna, and I'm not even being like really careful with it either. I'm just making like really just long strokes with it. Start on this side. I'm just making really long strokes with it. Nothing real major. So I didn't want something to really contrast. Like, I thought about doing the metallic gold or silver, but with the acrylic paint, I had already done the metallics last time, so with acrylic paint. And I mean, it would have been like a different look, you know, with pencils, but I decided that I'm just going to go with this. I'm just going to do it this way, and I'm not even being like real careful with it either. I'm just making some long strokes, and we're just going to kind of try to go around each one of these little things here. I think it'll make it look pretty nice. Okay. We could push down on it just a little bit, but that's alright. Do it like this. But in a few minutes, I think our picture is going to be done. And I'm just going to try to go around each one of these little things right here. This will go up on the Facebook group and on Manera's group as well, or on her page. Okay. So I don't really have too much to say while I'm just finishing this up. Not really too much to say while I'm finishing this up. I think for the rest of the day, I have to do some laundry. You know, gotta do the mundane housework and all that. But for other stuff, you know, besides like housework and the whole everyday stuff, I think I'm gonna play me some Sims. Maybe record my Sims video that I was talking about earlier in the video. Well, I do have to edit this video. I do have to do that. I do have to do that. And then I have to decide too what picture I'm going to do for next time. Next time we're going to use some watercolor pencils. I think I'm going to get out my Albert Dürer watercolors from Faber Castell. I will do that. And I don't know if I'll do it tomorrow. Now, like I said, I'm recording this on Tuesday the 15th. This video, depending on when I can get it edited and ready to upload. You will either see this either this evening or tomorrow morning, depending on when I can get it uploaded. But you see how it's just kind of offsetting that harsh white right there? You know what? Actually, I think it's just not enough. I think I'm going to grab like a darker gray, and I think maybe, because now I'm having a hard time seeing like where I laid down the pencil. All right, I'm gonna pick this sort of darker gray and then just kind of go lightly on it. I think I'm gonna do it that way. Okay, that's better. Yeah, I was having a hard time seeing what I was putting down. Like, I like the idea of doing the lighter gray, but I had a hard time seeing what I was doing with it. So this, I think, is gonna be a little better. I think this will show up a lot nicer, a lot better. I may do some varying pressures, like kind of around in the big spaces, and then you know, blend it together like so, just to kind of make it look like it's got some texture, some contrast to it. Okay, yeah, I think this will be a lot nicer, a lot better to see, at least for me. A lot easier for me to see. Yep. Okay. Yep. I think this will be a lot easier to see. And see, I'm just trying to lighten things up just to kind of give it a little bit more of a definition, a little bit different. A little bit of a difference. Okay. So not too much to say while I'm filling this in. But I do hope everybody is doing well and that you are having a good week. I called into my local radio station yesterday. Every morning they always do something called a money wheel, and it's like a little game that they play, and it's like a little spinning wheel kind of thing. And so there's local businesses that will sponsor it, and so you have to be, they name a specific, like they'll say caller 4 gets to play, like they'll name off all the sponsors, and they'll say like, you know, for example, caller 4 gets to play, be the 4th caller, and you get to play the money wheel. So anyway, the jackpot starts at like $2, and then if you don't, if whoever, oh, the distiller shut off. If the person calling in that day doesn't win, or that particular time, I think they do it several times a day, like maybe 2 or 3 times a day. Like if the person doesn't win who calls in, then there's $2 more that's added to the jackpot. I think one time it went all the way up to like $55. And so when it gets up there, then you have more people calling in to play. So anyway, I got through yesterday. Now I hadn't listened to it enough to know that like it was just a small jackpot. Like I was playing for $4. But I did get through yesterday. I was playing for $4, and I was laughing, and the DJ like he doesn't know me personally, but he knows like who I am. Like he always recognizes my voice, and so he's saying, well, there's $4 in the jackpot today. I said, oh, I could get a cup of coffee and a breakfast sandwich up at Mickey D's. And he was kind of laughing. He says, well, you know what you got to do, though? You got to match it up. So there's this one sponsor that I always pick because it's a restaurant. And so if you pick them, even if you win or not, regardless if you win or not, they give you a gift certificate for so much off your meal. And yeah, it's a gift certificate for, you know, for so much. I think it's like $20 or something like that, you know, to go towards your meal. So I always pick them, you know, so I can get the gift certificate, which a lot of people do. A lot of people do that because it's a pretty popular restaurant that we have here. And so anyway, the DJ says he says, well, you know what you got to do? You got to match it up. And, well, we'll try. So I picked the restaurant, and I didn't win. You know, it came up with a different. It came up with a different answer. The wheel landed on something different than what I picked. So I didn't win the money. I didn't win the $4. And I said, oh man, I said, there goes my cup of coffee. And he says, well, not necessarily. You know, you can get one at the, and I'm not going to name the restaurant because it's a local one here, and you know, I don't like to give out like my location, except for Illinois, you know, on video. I will tell you that I am in Illinois, but I'm not going to name the town that I live in because that's just too creepy. But anyway, so I did that, and so now I'm just waiting for the gift certificate to be sent to me, and then John and I can go have some dinner there sometime. And what's nice is the gift certificate won't expire, which is nice. But yeah. And it's really hard to get through because, you know, there's so many other people calling as well. But every once in a while I will, usually when there's a lower jackpot. I think the most I've ever won, and I've won a few times, the most I've ever won was like $18. And that was a couple of years ago. But I did win $18. But I've won like maybe $6 or $4, you know. I think I won $8 one time. So yeah. This is going to take a little bit, but we'll get there. But I like how this just kind of offsets that white so it doesn't look so harsh. Okay. I do want to finish this up with you guys on camera. So we are looking to do that. Okay, there's a good marker indication right there. To stop on that side. I'm gonna keep going up. So that I can hopefully get everything. Okay. which does help. But I like how this just offsets the white. I know I've said that before. Just kind of give us a nice neutral, nothing that's going to be like shockingly like in your face kind of thing. I don't know if I'd be able to do an acrylic paint background on something like this because there's so many tight spaces in here that you got to get. There really are. There's so many tight spaces in here that you could have a hard time with. Okay. There's that. I'm just going to go over the top here. Hopefully I won't have to sharpen my pencil too much. I know sometimes like when you do a colored pencil background, boy, you can sharpen and sharpen and sharpen, especially when it's a softer pencil lead, like Prismacolor. But I don't like using my Prismacolors on Create Space paper. I've said that before. To me, it just kind of eats up that pencil, and I don't want to do that. But Polychromos work very nice on Create Space paper. I'm just going to go over my top edge, and then I'm going to go down. Okay. So this is what I'm doing, is just coloring in all this white space with this gray color. Now with the distiller off, it's too quiet in here. But yeah, at least I didn't have my dryer on this time. But I do need to do some laundry today, which I will do. Got to do that. I'll do that as soon as I get done with the video. I think I'll throw in a load. Okay. Well, we're getting there, guys. I could have done like the background work off camera. I could have done that, but I didn't. I could have actually done that first and then gone back in here with the pencils. But I didn't know what I was going to do with it. Like I hadn't decided. So now I did. Sometimes I don't know what I want to do with the background until I'm done with the picture. Like sometimes I have that inkling to just do the black acrylic paint, you know, at first. And then sometimes I'll do that before I even start coloring, although depending on how difficult that background is, sometimes it's a little difficult because I'm afraid of going over the picture lines. And so sometimes it's a lot easier for me just to color the picture first and then do the paint background. That way. Sometimes just easier that way. Sometimes I try it the other way, but most of the time it's just easy for me to color the picture first and then do the background. Okay. Okay, so there's going to be quite a bit of paper showing through here, but I'm not really going to worry about that. And you're going to see pencil strokes, but that's okay. We can go for the rustic look. can go for the rustic look, because actually, like, I could have made this look like wood. I could have just done like flicking motions and made it look like wood. But that's okay. We'll do it this way. And it will work out just fine. Sorry for the silence, I'm just trying to concentrate. We're getting there, folks, we're getting there. So if you guys seen my last coloring haul, I got quite a few books by Manera. And even after the color along is over, I will continue to get continue to get her books, because she's always coming out with something new. She's always coming out with something new. Plus, there's some of her ones that she's had out for quite a while that I want to get as well, that I don't have yet. I'm thinking of also doing maybe a spotlight on indie artists, because I think that may be needed. Because I don't think they get the love that they deserve. Like, there's another one I like called, her name is Angie Grace, and I haven't really kept up with her as much lately. I've got like one of her books, I got her sampler. Now she does like more like patterns and things like that, patterns and flowers, I think. But she's got a lot of books out. And I'd like to get some more of her stuff. I think she's got a Facebook group too, and I should go join it. I think Carla Magana, I'm not sure if she's got a Facebook group, but I got both of her books. Spooky Sweets and Dark Garden. And I got several of Heather Valentin's books. I have several of Deborah Muller's books. So I do like to support the independent artists, because I think they need that love, that they need some love. Like, they don't get as much as, like, say somebody like Johanna Basford or Kirby Rosanes. And actually, his newest book, speaking of Kirby, Phantomorphia, there's been a lot of mixed reviews on that book, because I think his publisher made him kind of split the books up. Like, there's supposed to be this one, and I think 2 more that's supposed to be coming out. And I think the type of artwork that they wanted him to do, I heard that he wasn't happy with what they wanted him to do, but because he was under that contract with them, he had to do it that way. But there's been a lot of mixed reviews on Phantomorphia, and I'll talk about that in another video. I wanted to wait until all of the heated debate died down, because there's been like a lot of flip-throughs and stuff of that book, and normally I would have added my own, but I was waiting for some of the heat to die down, because man, there were some people that were not happy. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Now for the bigger areas, I'm just kind of just going down the page and just, you're going to see a lot of pencil stroke marks, but that's all right. I don't care about that, because I want more of a sort of the textured rustic look. If I wanted really smooth, I think I would do some paint, but that's all right. We're going to do it this way. And we'll try to get rid of some of the rough edges, but I'm not going to spend too much time on it. So, I'm getting a little hungry. I'm going to have to, as soon as I'm done with this video, I'm going to have to find me something to chew on. I'm getting hungry. We sent out for pizza the other night, and ooh, we don't do it very often because, oh my gosh, even the local pizza joint that we have here, holy smoke, it's expensive. Like, it is really crazy just how expensive pizza has gotten over the last years. I mean, like, you wouldn't think that pizza would, you would not think that pizza would get terribly expensive, but it does. And pizza is one of those things that gets marked up a lot. Like, for them to make a pizza, like, it may cost them $1. You know, let's say, for example, the making of the pizza costs maybe let's say, for example, the making of the pizza costs the pizza place $1 to make. But they will charge you, for a medium pizza, they will charge you, like, say, $14, $15 for medium pizza. I mean, it's crazy. Considering, like, to make pizzas, they get the big packages of, like, say, pepperoni and so forth. Like, they get all their stuff in bulk. You know, they get all their stuff in bulk. And who knows what it costs, you know. They probably get everything at cost, I don't know. But they will charge you, like, you know, 14, 15 bucks for a medium pizza. And a large pizza is a couple bucks more. But it is just crazy just how expensive pizza has gotten. So we don't send out for pizza very often. Alright guys, so here is the finished page. My camera died on me, so I could not finish up at the time, so I had to charge the battery, and then I'm just going to finish up here. So I finished up everything off camera since I couldn't record anymore. But anyway, here it is, and so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this episode of this color along. I think the picture turned out pretty cool. I'm really pleased with how it turned out. So this is it from Doggy Mosaic coloring book. Next time we'll start on a new picture, and I think we'll do some watercoloring. So if you have not done so already, hit that subscribe button, but while you are at it, hit the bell so you can be notified when new videos are uploaded. And by subscribing, you become a Goldie, which is what I call my subscribers, because I'm totally goners over golden retrievers. Go ahead and hit that like button. And also don't forget to leave a comment and tell me what you think. You all have a great day, and we will talk to you soon. Okay, bye my little Goldies.